Hello everybody. This is another video of The Fires of Heaven by Robert Jordan. And the last one was, we talked mostly about Rand last time. We're going to finish up on his great battle with Ravine.
And if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and comment down below, because we love things and do things like that and all that.
But we're mostly going to concentrate on Nyneave and Elayne storyline, and Tom and Julian. And
there's no A after the I.
So what we was talking about with the Ravine, like right before he fought Ravine, Rand fought Ravine, we see Avienda die, Matrim.
You be getting all tongue-tied.
Yep. So right before he fought Ravine, we saw Matrim, Avienda, Sulan.
I like saying Raven because it sounds really close to Raven, and you know how...
yeah, you love Raven from Teen
No
Titans
way.
Go.
The freaking ravens in this thing are like some of them are shadow eyes, so it's like And also, like, if you look at all the other names, like the Trolloc band names, which I did look up because I was really curious about them. But like I was looking at those, and they're like really close because there's this one called like Diamond, which is like or Domit, and which is like demon, or like Gromlin or something, which is like gremlin. Like it's like he takes a word and then he makes it and he edits it slightly to make it different. So like that's why I say Robin instead of Ravine.
Okay. So when we got talking, we talked about how Mogadine and Nyneave is there. Or the spider, we'll start calling her because we pronounce her name differently.
Mogadine.
And how she's all scared, and Nyneave is like practically dragging her through the battle the whole time. And so I think Nyneave kind of saves Rand in this one. Doesn't she? She kind of distracts him in that main battle. And then
you have Robin that's literally burnt head to toe and just like just turns and just like
gets bell-fired.
You dare.
Yep.
And then Balefire gets thrown at him.
Yep.
What do you say Balefire is? Balefire.
Whatever.
B-A-L-E.
Balefire.
Ballet fire.
There you go. All right, so enough of them. Let's talk about Elayne and Nyneave.
Oh yeah, and everyone comes back to life and it's happy ending, except for Moiraine.
Yeah, because they used. Yeah, because she died
with Lanfear.
She had nothing to do with Raven or Raven. Anyway, yeah, because they used Balefire, which if you use Balefire,
it burns you out.
And then things you've done in the immediate past.
Depending on how strong it is.
Yeah, so it must have been some. It had been some powerful because they died. Powerful. They probably died like a half an hour.
Boy,
in real time before
he didn't even phase out of existence. He just went poof, and he was gone. He just went. He literally just got hit, and then it described it as if he just suddenly ceased.
Puff the magical Raven.
It wasn't like it was like, but it was like it was like comparing it between the shadow hounds. It was like. They kind of shifted and tried to like break out of that, and then they just went poof. But then with Robin, it was just like he just went and he was gone.
He was gone
as soon as it touched him. There wasn't a guy there.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to talk about Elayne and Nyneave. They're escaping Tonchico, and we see a little romance between Elayne and Tom, at least on Elaine's part.
For a good part of the book.
Yes, she kind of likes Tom for some reason, even though he's more like a father figure. She kind of hits on him a lot. She flirts with him, though Tom does a good job of ignoring her advancements.
Tom ain't no sucker.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think she was doing that for?
She was confused because she's really new to love. So like I bet
she's only like 18 or so.
So she was like. So she probably got the fatherly affection confused with the
romance, and she's never had a boyfriend. I don't think she's ever had a boyfriend.
She's had Rand, but that's about it.
Yeah, but that's even newer too. That's new to her
still
too.
Pretty new too. And they're very far away.
And that was only for maybe a couple of weeks. So she hasn't really had any.
Yeah, and then they go kissing in the corner.
Yeah, they had. So she hadn't really had any romantic.
But it's hilarious though. It's hilarious on how it's like. On how they're like, Rand's just like, we be kissing in secluded areas, and then literally everybody knows about it.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody knows about it.
Everybody knows about it. Here, Rand is just like, we be doing it secretly.
Yeah. And then everybody basically saw him running around kissing. And so they meet a informative, is that how you say it? Informative, from the White Tower, and she drugs him. With fork root. Yes.
You know, the tea that they described, I probably would have tasted pretty good, but it was like...
It's minty.
It was minty, and I'm like, hey, I might have liked that, because like...
So for you guys, I guess this is...
But, you know, I probably wouldn't have liked it because, you know...
It makes you sleepy and you can't do your powers.
Sleepy? It paralyzes you!
Yeah, well, only...
Sleepy is an understatement!
Only if you have magical powers.
It knocks you out.
Yeah, if you have magical powers.
No, it knocks you out. It prohibits you from being able to use it.
Yeah, and it knocks you out.
Okay, like, I read the book in, Aragon, right?
Yeah.
They drugged his food so he couldn't think straight. That's what it does. It makes it so it can't think straight.
Well, only if you have magical powers.
No,
if
it knocks you out.
You will learn that later on, regular
works.
people could drink it fine.
Oh.
So it only...
probably... Actually, I don't think it would be fine, because it would be nasty. Because the taste was described as gross.
Well, no, they said it was a mint.
No, the tea was flavored mint.
Oh, they put mint
When they put it straight up fork root into their mouth,
yep.
They were like, ew. That was... No, it's not minty flavored. It tastes like crap.
Yep. Anyways, they're able to get out because Tom and Julian saves them again.
Dwellin. For the love of...
Julian.
Dwellin. There's no A after the I.
Julian.
There's no A in his name.
Julian.
Dwellin.
It's all the same.
Dwellin.
Potato.
No, you're saying the wrong name.
Anyways, they have to save them again. These girls are always, or women, I guess, are always having to be saved by the men.
But like it's hilarious
all the time.
Because it's like they're not Tavaren, right?
Right.
But yet they cause natural disasters that seem fitting for a Tavaren, and it's incredible.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. We still gotta get to the circus part. So before they get drugged by the fruit root, they meet Lucas.
Fork root, not fruit wort. Not fruit root.
Fork root.
Fork root.
Fork root. Fork root. So before they get drugged, they meet Lucas, who's looking for money because one of his elephants destroyed a town, and Nyneave gives him what, 1 copper?
A penny.
A penny. And which he gets real mad and
he tosses it out. He does.
He tosses the copper out.
Yeah, because Tom was like, he threw a rock at you, and then later on, Luca is just like, he threw the coin at you, and it's gonna sit there for all eternity collected dust.
Yeah.
And then you got that.
So later on, they meet Lucas again, and they join his circus. I call it circus, but it's his Mandarine or
Menagerie.
Whatever.
It is called. Oh, the snake chains. Okay.
Yep. So they change. So they join his little circus, and they become performers. Elayne does the high rope with Julian.
Well, and
Tom throws knives. Does he throw knives at the end? Because he gets kind of replaced.
He throws knives at Nyneave.
I know, he throws knives at Nyneave. Nyneave at first wasn't going to do anything, but then they kind of recruited her to be in the
show. The
woman who gets knives thrown at her. And during this time, we find that Mogadine, the spider, is hunting them down. And she, I guess we should talk about Leandrin, right?
And
real quick, little sidetrack with Leandrin, that she tries to betray her mistress, and it doesn't work out well.
Stupidity!
Right.
She be dumb.
Yeah, because there's a scene where Mogadine is in a dream world, and she gets shot by Brigitte. Brigitta. And then she comes back. She comes back out of the dream world, and she's all injured because she got shot by an arrow. She gets healed, and then Leandrin's
just like, she's weak. Boom, and then Mogadine is just like, no.
And she leaves her cut off from the source.
In a way, it's more like yarn.
Yeah, she cuts her off. She can't use the source anymore.
Unless someone undoes.
And it sounds like the couple that she's left with are very abusive.
They're supposed to be preparing her for someone.
Yeah. Well, she's very abusive.
But it's like Leandrin. Like, it's not really cut off. It's more like
cut from a source.
It's not cut because it's not
tied off.
Tied off. There you go. It's not. It's not cut off because if you cut off, it'd be permanent.
Right.
But tied off is different.
Yeah. So that is...
Because it can be undone by someone who's really good at it.
Yeah. So that was Leandrin's fate at this moment.
Because of her dum-dums.
Yeah, because, she just should have been like her partners and just accepted her fate as being a a dog, right? Is that what you call them? Or hound dogs or something?
Hound or something. Leandrin just ain't smart. Although, like, I'm just like,
yep.
What comes around goes around.
Yep. So
you put that out in the world, and now you know what? The world's gonna bring it back.
Right. So we gotta get back to Nyneave and Elayne. Time flies, and so we see that during this time, because of that, Nyneave was defeated by the spider Mogadine in a dream world. It wasn't for Brigitte shooting Mogadine. That Nyneave would have been Mogadine's slave at that time. And however, Brigitte gets injured, and she gets transported out of the dream world, and eventually becomes Elayne's warder, because that's how she was able to save her life. And then we see a different side of Nyneave after that, right?
Yeah.
You're staring at the TV.
No.
Nyneave.
I'm staring into their souls right now.
Yep, so Nyneave is like...
Just let me do that real quick.
Nyneave, well, you stare into souls, and I'll talk to them. Nyneave becomes Brigitte's pet. Oh, not pet, but she's like... She feels really bad because she blames herself for what happened to Brigitte.
And then you have Brigitte just being like, "You stupid."
Yeah, she's always calling Nyneave stupid. Said, "Hey, don't take responsibility
for something I did."
Right, and how you use that in our lives. Like everybody's responsible for their own actions.
Yeah,
right? That's the life lesson there.
Yeah, this Brigitte's just like not having that. She's just like, "How dare you?"
Yep. But then when Nyneave becomes her assistant. And Brigitte shoots bow and arrows at her. Don't they put an apple on top of her head? And Brigitte shoots the apple off her top of her head?
No.
And Nyneave's always like, ah! And Nyneave gets a love interest in Lucas.
Luca,
sorry. Luca loves her. Doesn't like her cooking, though.
No.
Because he won't come. Only times he comes over there is when Nyneave's not cooking. And then he said he offers to marry her. Yeah. I don't think anybody heard that murmuring you just did. Yeah. So, marry her. And then, just fast forward right here quick. In typical Nyneave and Elayne style, they leave the city, the town they're in a riot. They cause a big riot because they would need a boat to get to...
We need a boat! We need a boat! We need a boat!
Yep, so they asked the prophet, who we didn't really talk about, and they end up running into Elayne's older brother, Galad. They ask him both for a boat, and what do? They both get the same boat, and they start fighting over it, which causes a huge riot, chaos, death, bloodshed all over the place, all because of them. It's like, if I saw Elayne and Nyneave come...
I'd be running.
And they said, hey, we want to help you out. I'll be like, no.
No, please, no.
I can do it myself.
I can do it. It's just like, you're just like asking for help. You're just like, it's like you're just hanging off of a cliff and you're just like asking for help. And they're just like, oh, we can help you. And you're just like, no, I'd rather die. And you just let go and fall.
Yeah.
It's just like, and they're just like, all right.
Yeah. I think they do admit it, though. Don't they admit it to themselves that...
They're just like, everywhere we go just breaks down.
Yeah. Everywhere we go, we just leave wreckage.
It's just like, Rand goes and leaves weddings. Yeah. They go and they leave towns that have been put in anarchy because of it.
Yeah, death and fires and everything.
It's just like it's just like they walk. It's just like you just see them walking into a city, and then someone who knows this is just like, they sit there. 3 seconds later, they start running out, and the whole town's on fire, and the guy just sitting there, just like, aha!
Yep. So
there it goes.
And then we leave them with them having captured Mogadine, the spider. She is their slave, and it benefits them. We'll find out in the next book.
Not slave, more a prisoner.
Yeah, prisoner, but
prisoner with a purpose.
She basically has to do whatever she tells them.
I mean,
she basically has to do whatever they tell her.
I don't find that wrong because they're not abusive to her. They're just saying, they're just like, hey,
you've had that bracelet around your neck. If you don't do something, they can cause great pain on you.
But I mean, they haven't.
Okay, well, it's a possibility though. All right, we hope you enjoyed this video. Time flies, at least for us when we're doing these. 15 minutes seems like that.
Well, see ya.
Bye. Have a great day.